Hi, it's me here. This is a difficult video for me to do. I feel very vulnerable right now, as I said in the feeling. I've never done this type of video live before, and in doing so, this is getting me out of my comfort zone and possibly helping some people out there. If you are concerned about what you read, that I'm hypomanic, thank you. I'm very grateful and I appreciate your concern. I would say that if you are watching this later or thinking about me while watching it, I'd really encourage you to send me positive energy, to not be worried or sending me negative energy. I'd appreciate that. So, one thing I really admire is people who are authentic, especially when they're in the public eye. There's a few people that I follow in the business world and just on the internet that are the real deal, and that's something that I truly admire. Nowadays, with Instagram and some other platforms, there are people out there who portray this perfect picture, and I've got the sense in the past that some people have put me on this kind of pedestal because I'm grateful that I'm mentally stable, medication free. But bottom line is, I still have ups and downs, and so hypomania, as you may or may not know, that's an elevated mood. So I'm not at the point where, I'm going to be going into the psychiatric hospital. I'm not at the point where I'm doing really weird things or thinking weird things. But hypomania is an elevated mood, and it is something to really be aware of. And even me, I admit now, I was a little bit concerned this morning. So I'm just going to give you a definition of hypomania for those of you who are not aware. This is right on Wikipedia. Hypomania is a mood state characterized by persistent disinhibition and elevation, euphoria. It's less severe than full mania, and according to the criteria, hypomania is distinct from mania in that there's no significant functional impairment. So, characteristic behaviors of persons experiencing hypomania are a noticeable decrease in the need for sleep, an overall increase in energy, talkativeness, and confidence, commonly exhibited with a flight of creative ideas. So there's a bunch more. I'll post a link tomorrow if you're at all curious to check out more. But bottom line is, today's been one of the best days this year. I've had tons of energy, and I've got all these creative ideas flowing in my mind. It's pretty cool. And on the flip side, I've been hyper aware of really resting today. So my day today has been a real mixed bag. It started in the morning. I went with a couple buddies skating to Tujac Lake. We saw some more fish under the ice, which was awesome. We also saw a few other people we know from the area there and took a bunch of photos. So that was a great way to start the day. I got home, had breakfast. I then had a video call with a friend, and he recorded a testimonial that I did for an energy tool that I use. I then had a client call. After that, I rested and basically had a nap. Then after that, I had a program call. I had a virtual coffee with someone, and I went up to the gondola because we were told we got a few more donations for Sulfur 9.0, which I'll talk about in a little bit. And then I got home and rested a little bit more, had supper, had a client call, and then now I'm here. So it's been a really good day. Lots of great connections with people, and like I say, saw more fish, which was cool. So bottom line is, this has been an incredible day, and I've done a lot of reflecting today because in the past, when I've been hypomanic, I would not think about rest, because when someone's hypomanic, it's almost like being mildly drunk or high. I gotta admit, I've never used drugs, so can't say from personal experience, but basically I've had tons of energy, very confident, very talkative, and I feel like I could basically do anything. And in the past, when I look back, when I wasn't resting, when I was hypomanic, then it would turn into full-blown mania. And when someone goes into full-blown mania, generally that's when they're doing really weird things, and chances are they're going to end up in the psychiatric hospital. So, like I say, I just wanted to point out that today's been an awesome day. But bottom line is, the last 2 nights, I didn't get a lot of sleep. as you may know, I work as a server, and on Tuesday night I did a late shift, and when I got home it was just pretty late. So but I'd made this plan to go skating the next day because I heard all these amazing things about skating on the lakes this time of year, and so I thought, okay, I'll get a short sleep and then I'll make up for it that night. So that was the plan. And last night I thought, oh, I'll just have a bath and I'll just watch a video and then I'll go to bed. And when I look back, talk about hindsight being 2020, the mistake I made is that the video I watched was a video that really got me thinking in a good way. It was Peter Diamandis and Tony Robbins having a conversation about the future being brighter than you think. And essentially, it was all about new technologies that are being created and being used right now. All these changes that are happening in the world, and a lot of people are fearful about those, but I'm one of the people that's excited about the changes that are coming. Obviously, we have major problems in the world, but as an example, like they said in the video that whether we admit it or not, the gas, I'm not remembering the word right now, but basically we're slowly getting off of fossil fuels, and it's actually happening a lot quicker than people are thinking. So, a lot more people are going to solar. There's entire countries that are almost 100% renewable right now. So that's just one example of something they talked about. They also talked about gene code sequencing and all this cool stuff. So bottom line is I watched this video and then my mind kept going. And last night I thought, oh, I'm just going to research a few things on the computer. Next thing I look up, it's 3 a.m. I'm like, oh man. And I'd already made plans to go skating again this morning with friends. So there again, a smart thing to do would have been for me to just message my friends at 3 in the morning and say, hey, I'm not coming in the morning. But I gotta admit, I was so excited to go out there again. So I did go, and I had a short sleep. And when I got up, I realized that my mind wasn't shutting off, and I was starting to recognize the signs that I was definitely hypomanic. So at that point, I decided, okay, I've definitely got to make sure that I purposely rest today and really do a lot of self-care. So even though I did all those different things I mentioned earlier, like I say, I was doing rest and naps between those today. So I've had a ton of lessons and a ton of content that I'll be generating from this experience, because I do feel that one of the gifts I've had from having this happen in the last couple of days is that I'm looking at it through a different lens now of, what am I thinking, what am I feeling, and more importantly, how can I help others deal with this in the future. So for people that are hypomanic, that desire to avoid mania, because obviously the last thing I would want to do is be back in the psychiatric hospital again. So you might be wondering, what am I going to do right now? Well, I decided to do this video now because, like I say, I feel really tired, and you can't tell, but my eyes are a little bit bloodshot. It looks like I've been drinking a lot, but basically, I got everything ready. I'm going to have a bath. I'm not going to be watching the video, and I'm just going to have a bath. I've got a tea I'm drinking here. It's like a nighttime aid. I've got a couple of natural sleep medications. I've got GABA and melatonin. So I'm going to take some of that right after this video. And yeah, I've got my sleep toolkit here that I haven't used, thankfully, in a while, but I do have it. So I'm going to take advantage of that. That's what the GABA and melatonin are in. So bottom line is, I'm going to be ideally fully asleep by 9 p.m. And I'm very optimistic that when I wake up tomorrow, I'll feel 100% again. So what I will do is I will update this video in the morning, because like I say, I see some people watching, which is awesome, and I will update the video just to let you know how I'm doing, because I know there's a lot of people that are concerned, which I greatly appreciate. But like I say, bottom line is right now I've purposely been off my computer since about 10 after 6 tonight, and I've just been reading, and like I say, I had a client call with someone just before this. So bottom line is my mind has already been slowly shutting off, and yeah, the way I feel right now, I'm very optimistic that I'll have no problem getting to sleep. And So anyways, if you are watching this video and there's something you had a question about, or if there's anything you'd like me to share more about, please comment below. I'd be happy to answer it tomorrow. I'm going to post a few links in the morning about things I talked about. I will post a link for that video. There are some of you out there who might find that interesting. I'll also post a link about the hypomania definition, and I'll post a link about the sleep toolkit. I did a blog post about that a few years ago, what's in there. Obviously, it's geared for people with bipolar disorder. However, it could be applicable to a lot of people out there. So, yeah, I'm kind of getting a bit drowsy here, which is a good thing. So once again, thank you for watching, and I appreciate the concern and you tuning in. I'm going to shut this down and head in the bath. So have yourself a great rest of your evening or morning, wherever you are. I see some people from overseas that are live here, which is cool. And as I say, bottom line is I feel good. However, I don't feel like I'm doing crazy thoughts, and I definitely feel very, very stable, and I feel very cognizant of everything. I'm not thinking weird things or that sort of thing. So I'm going to just get the bath going here and enjoy the tea. So once again, thank you, and enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.